Good. Hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. So, listen, today we're going to talk about very important topic, and I think it is very timely. And this is something that I wanted to address for a while. Today we're going to talk about how to sell your offer, and really how to show up to the market when there's a lot of uncertainty in economy. So that's going to be our focus for today. So as you are joining me, say hello in the chat, say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're watching me from. And I'm super curious. I am super curious. What are you seeing right now when you talk to your prospects, when you are showing up in your business? So what kind of challenges you are personally seeing right now? So, and also let me know where you're watching me from. Um, so I know it's Sunday. I'm not going to be super long. I'm not going to be super long before you today, but I think it is essential for us to talk about this topic. So when there is a lot of uncertainty in the market, how do you show up? How do you show up? How do you sell in uncertain time? So, if you've been following me for the last couple of weeks, I was going live every week, about 3 times a week on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And a couple of weeks ago, I started talking about the identity marketing and relationship marketing, and it has everything to do with like that aspect. That approach will really help you to understand how navigate the challenging times. So, and this is what we like. This is what we're also going to focus on today. So, how to sell during challenging times, during uncertainty, during uncertain times. So, what we know for a fact, when we're running a business, it's a lot. We often focus on our business, like what we're selling. And we like a lot of the time, entrepreneurs live in this bubble when something is not working and they really don't know why it's not working. So like now, I wanna address a few things today. So today I wanna address one is a market shift, because market shifts, they do happen all the time, and it is a normal progression of the business. When market shift, we're going to address market shifts. We're going to address also how to change and tweak your messaging when there's a lot of uncertainty and your ideal buyer, your ideal person doesn't feel safe necessarily to invest in themselves, invest in their make an investment. And also, we are going to talk about, like, I have to talk about the market research and how it relates to creating safety for your people, because this is essential. This is essential. So now, when there are changes in economy, when there are any changes, right? When we see a lot of changes and advancements from technology. There's a lot of AI. There's a lot of noise. So there is there are certain markets that are saturated, and it's a good thing, because if market is saturated, that that there are people who are buying there. So it's a lot of there's a lot of noise, but also when there's a lot of uncertainty and certain industry shifts, certain market shifts, it's essential to go back and do your market research and understand if your offer is still relevant, if people are still buying, if people are still interested in the offer. And like we're gonna break it down all of that today. And another thing, if your market research shows that people still want to buy your offer, this is what they want, because like it changes all the time. What people want to buy, it changes all the time. So when you've done your market research, when you understand that your offer is still valid, this is what people want. And the third thing, and I think it is the most important one, and is addressing the safety concern. This safety concern when people feel like, do your people who follow you, who you're talking to, do they feel safe in your brand? And um, the first thing, how to understand, like, after the economic changes, do people still want to buy this offer as it was before the economic changes? Because maybe it is not necessarily the offer, but it's what people like, it's how people want to receive that offer. It can be the same packaging, it can be almost the same messaging, but what people want from that offer like, it's changing. It's changing, and the market shifts, like the people are changing, and it's essential to be cognizant and recognize that. So another thing is, I think transparency is important. Yes, people say that there is this belief that your business and your personal belief, your I don't know, like your political affiliation, your faith affiliation, sometimes have nothing to do with your business, but um, and depends on your market. So, like, I know, like, for example, for my market, for my people, it is essential for my people, for my customers, know where people stand. And this is also essential for me because what I've seen it like in the coaching industry from another mentors, like I've seen some very unexpected shifts from creators. And I honestly there are creators, there are leaders in my industry that I used to follow, and I don't follow them anymore because again, they don't support what I believe. And that it's not just we disagree on something, and as a core disagreement, there's a core misalignment in our core beliefs, and I unfollowed them. So now I like, if you've never talked to your audience from the standpoint who you are, what you believe, where you stand, I think it is important to make it crystal clear. If you see the slowdown and maybe people don't feel safe, how do you make people safe? Through transparency, through showing up, through sharing your challenges and your hardships, and understanding what people need right now and creating that safe space. And that really what helps you. Like, sometimes people say or ask me, like, Eugene, but how do I actually understand what people want? How do I make them feel safe, make them feel seen? What do I need to do? Like, do the market research. And a lot of people say, like, I know who I serve, I know what they want. And based on my experience with my clients, based on my experience in my business, a lot of the time we settle on this ICP persona, ideal customer persona. And the problem with ideal customer persona is sometimes we don't look beyond the surface. Sometimes we don't look beyond the surface. So, again, as you're joining me, say hello in the chat, say hello in the comments, tell me where you're watching me from. I'm watching LinkedIn, I'm watching Instagram, and sometimes Instagram can, or LinkedIn though, can be a little weird with comments. So if I see your comment, I will do the shout out. I will acknowledge you. But if I don't see it, like, I will make sure to go back in the comments and greet you personally. So, um, when we talk about, like, your ideal customer persona, so, and when I go beyond the surface level, especially in the challenging traveling times like this, it is so essential for us to understand not just who they are, not just like, I serve women in leadership, I serve leaders, I serve this, I serve that, not just their demographics and not just their psychographics, but also go and talk to your people and understand, how do they cope with the changes? How do they cope with uncertainty? How do they handle the stress that right now? I don't know. I don't know about you, but I think a lot of people can relate. There's a lot of stress and a lot of uncertainty. And when there's a lot of stress, a lot of uncertainty, people just don't have the emotional capacity to pay attention to you if you're not that safe space to provide and to support them to cope with that. So, how do your people, in particular, who you serve, how do they cope? What they're looking for? Do they have the coping mechanisms to like really handle the stress? Do they have the contingency plan to navigate their uncertainty? For example, an entrepreneurial community, there are shifts happening. People who went full time on their businesses around 2020, right now, I spoke with so many coaches, with so many consultants who prefer or who have to either go back and work 9 to 5 and do something else on the side because like there are ups and downs in their business, and there's something that they didn't see coming. There's something that they didn't anticipate, and there's a like profit gap. And when there's a profit gap, when there's a cash flow gap, people have to do something else. So how do you address that? How do you address? Does it happen to you? And also, there are shifts happening in the way that sometimes you need to elevate your buyer. Sometimes you need to elevate your offer and your buyer and your marketing, and that can be really really stressful. And thanks to Tressa said, thanks for doing this, Eugene. Important always and right now. I need some premium clients. Jay said, I need some premium clients. Uncertain market should be right for picking. So let's unpack this. So sometimes you need to go upstream. And going upstreaming is always more difficult. So let's say, and how do you understand that you need to go upstream? Let's say there are economic shifts in your market that you used to serve, that or people who used to buy rather easily, or like you had sales and the sales slow down. If those people, they don't buy, and they don't buy either because they are like they cannot afford your service anymore, or they simply don't have the problem that you used to solve for them. So now you have a choice, right? Now you have a choice. You can downgrade to their level, right, and create another like lower level offer. And again, like this is for you to do your own analysis. Like, is it sustainable for you? Is that price sustainable for you? And if that price is not sustainable for you, you need to elevate your buyer. You need to go ahead, like you need to go back, elevate your buyer. And here's one thing that happens when you elevate your messaging, when you elevate your buyer, when you go after, Jay said, I could use premium clients, when you go after premium clients. This is what happens when you create and when you start creating your audience, and when you go for a more sophisticated market. Your post, your public engagement slows down. Your public engagement slows down, and it is normal. Because here's the thing, a premium buyer normally, statistically, they don't engage with your content publicly. And again, this is back to going and doing the market research. How do you create a safe space for them to be with you for a long time? So, and the practical application to that, and Donovan and I were actually, last Sunday, we actually sat down and gave you the whole strategy. It is on my YouTube channel. If you want to replay, let me know. But one of the things, how do you create long form content so they can get to know you better? And in your long form content, you actually break down in your message in a way that you create a safe space. And also, you share your expertise. It's not over teaching, because a lot of people confuse uh, being transparent, really putting your framework out there, serving people, with over teaching. You don't want to overwhelm people, but you want to teach that. You want to give them wins. You want them to see the results from your offer, from what you're serving before the investment. This is how I bought $9,000 program over DMs because over 8 months I was consuming content, I was consuming podcast, and when that coach opened her doors and sent me a message like, "Hey, the doors are open. It's $9,000. This is the payment link." I literally paid her an hour after she sent me that message. Why? Because I got my first results before the investment. And also, I understood that like from the content, from the messaging, that that person is a safe person for me. What do you need to say? And I don't have a magic formula for you to how to make your people safe. It's you need to go back and talk to your people when they're struggling with what the problem is or what they think the problem is, and understanding how they're coping with with uncertainty, with uncertain with the uncertain market, and maybe create for them those coping mechanisms. Maybe be that space that is safe and secure. So if it resonates with you, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. That is it. And is it making sense? Is it making sense? Also, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. And then if you're watching on the replay, uh, based on your state in business right now, are you is it where do you see the problem? Do you see that you need to go back and do your market research and understand where your people are at, the lack of market research? Or do you think you need to elevate your buyer? Do you think you need to create like newer audience, consistent of high, like of premium buyers, on more sophisticated buyers? Do you need to go upstream, or do you need to go broad in your audience and do the market research? What it is for you? Super curious. Um, super curious, and also like if something is not landing and something is not either resonating and you have questions, let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments, because I like to talk to you and I would like to use this opportunity as a teaching moment. So if you have questions, as like it's the only time when you can get the whole coaching from me live without paying for it, right? So let me know, let me know what resonates with you, let me know what questions you have. So that's that's essential. And also one thing that I need to point out is the brand consistency. When there are uncertainties in the market, consistency in your brand and consistency in your messaging are essential. And when I say consistency, and when we talk about consistency, you should be consistent with your content, you should be consistent with your messaging, you should be consistent in your value. And consistency doesn't always mean more, because if there is a certain market and you are in this uncertainty, you need to also cope and deal with it, right? Um, so as you're dealing with it, maybe you don't have the capacity to produce large volume of content. So you don't have to do more. You just have to put your best effort, but do it consistency and consistent messaging, because a lot of people decide to pivot like during tough economic times, or like they do total rebranding and they burn everything down, they start another offer, and it doesn't help. And that like you might get a couple of sales out of it, because a new there's a that phenomena when you do something new, people like there will be early adopters who will resonate with you and who will buy new offer, who will buy new rebranding offer. But also in your community at large, people are watching you, and some people are watching you for more than a month, for more than 6 months. Even like, listen, in my example, I'm a high ticket buyer. I buy premium offers. I like premium offers. Like this is my choice. And when I look back at people that I was once connected, one person just quit. One person just quit. I was not ready to invest at a time. and one person just quit. Another person, um, every single year there is a rebrand. Every single year there's a change in messaging. Every single year there's something new, there's something new, there's something new. And I know that person well, but I'm not safe. I don't feel safe to invest because like what does it mean next year when I'm working with you? Is it going to be something else, or I'm going to land on on the same offer? And again, pivots sometimes are essential, and it's normal. And when you realize that you need to make a pivot, there's a wise and smooth way to do pivot, because I did my pivot incorrectly. Listen, like when there's like, ask me how I know, because I experienced that in my business. It was too abrupt, it was like too sharp, and again, like it's almost like go back, like to go to square one to build your authority. So Jay said, I have a book, The Rules of Engagement in Storytelling. I help brands and people tell their story. Scaling to high ticket clients is something I'm looking to do. And Jay, I think that offer has I think that offer is viable offer, because a lot of people, they like storytelling, or they don't know. It's like, here's what I think about storytelling. Storytelling is really powerful. I use storytelling as well. And it's important what story you need to tell, understanding your audience, what story they need to hear. And normally when it comes to storytelling, people need to hear the story when they are the hero and they see their transformation in that story. And that story can be about you, it can be about your client, it can be about something else. So, speaking of stories, like I would like to give you an example of um, one of my clients that we recently went live together. What I like about his business, that in 2024, when everybody had a difficult time selling their offers, my client was booking stages, booking clients, booking consulting engagements. So he's a tech mentor. He also does consulting, and people were booking him. How that was possible for him? First of all, he was constantly connected with the community, and he created that space where people felt safe, seen, and heard. And when people feel safe, seen, and heard, and you work with the Thai community, your community wants to help you. And one of the conferences actually sponsored his video and sponsored him and allowed him to sell from stage. And he landed amazing opportunities from that in 2024, when it was hard to sell. Again, it's and mind you, it didn't happen overnight. My client was serving that community for many years, and when he elevated his offer, opened his doors, people come. Even in 2024, Teresa said, problem, exposure and access, plus noticing increased consumer fear regarding the economy among non-sophisticated buyers, but no change with the sophisticated buyer on concierge level services. So securing premium clients still require them to know or trust. Yes, trust that. Know, like, and trust factor. It is so essential. And for premium buyers, right? They need some time to spend with you. Maybe it is come to your live stream. Maybe it has come to your webinar. Maybe it has come to your podcast, where people can spend time, long time, with you, consuming your content. And I personally find that YouTube, podcasts, and live streams, those three vehicles of generating long form content, can be absolutely a game changer for premium when you sell premium offers. And again, premium sale And also, it also takes a little bit longer time. It's a little bit longer buying cycle to close than impulse, lower ticket, like more affordable price offer, because it is not an impulse decision. People don't buy out of impulse. Even if you look how people buy, let's say, luxury cars, people will do their research. I don't know about everybody else, but when I'm looking for a car, I will be investigating for probably several months. I will be investigating how to buy a car with less headache, probably for several months. The same for houses. It is a longer cycle. And when you provide concierge services, high ticket services, premium services, also like understanding your buying cycle, and throughout that buying cycle, it is essential to build relationship. And when you build relationship, when you connect with the next level of identity of that buyer, because premium client, they buy from you because of they buy the next level of identity, who they want to become. And that is essential. They buy the next level of identity, who they want to become. Also, is the level of specificity. So clear, we need to be clear we need to be clear and not clever, super specific, and talk directly what people want to buy. And again, this is why you never stop market research, because a lot of people would say, oh, I know my customers, I've done my market research, I know my ICP, so I don't need to do that work. I'm done with that work. I'm all good on that front. And I normally I would say to those clients, no, it's never done. Like, especially if you see the slowdown, especially if you see the challenges in your sales cycle. And also, how is your sales process, right? Because people might feel safe with your brand at the beginning, like when they just starting out, when they start consuming your content, they feel safe, they feel seen, they like you, they trust you. But how do you help them to make a buying decision in your sales calls? Because when people with you in your sales conversations, marketing ended, now you help them to make a decision, you help them to make the next step. And I normally use consultative sales. I use challenger sale model, and and that sales system literally help them to like identify their fears and make the mind decision, and like really call them in, not just call them out, but call them in on the decision that they made. Because if they are on the sales call with you, chances are they already look at they already guesstimated your price, and they probably know like, okay, it's probably going to be between $5,000 and $10,000, and this is something that I can afford. I will book a call. I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I will never book a call with a provider, with a coach, with a mentor, if I know that I'm not willing to invest in them, or if I can't afford them. I won't waste their time. I just won't do that. If I book a call, I know that I can invest. But then the instances where I didn't invest, it's like I remember one instance, amazing coach, like the personality, like the community, but it just in the whole sales process, he didn't create that environment where I felt safe to bet on myself. So the era of pitch slap is over. There's a place for it, but it's not for a lot of folks. That's why funnels exist. And Jay, I also want to talk about funnels. I think it is important to understand, is your funnel matches the level of sophistication of your offer and your customer? Because sometimes our funnel can be the barrier. Because what we want to create in our businesses when we sell premium offers, we want to create bridges. We want to create evergreen funnel in our business, and it's not a software. and it's not a webinar, and it's not a Zoom call, and it's not a live stream. Evergreen funnel, and these are the bridges. How people can navigate your world. It's your sphere. Instead of seeing it as a funnel, look at this as a sphere. What is your sphere of influence? Because what I learned in my business personally, I last year I've been playing around with a lot of funnels, and I sell premium offer. I work with entrepreneurs. I work with mentors, with coaches, with strategists, brand strategists, and I noticed that the traditional funnels, when you provide more sophisticated offer, they don't work that well, because a lot of funnels, like, you sound like everybody else. You have them go through the same journey, like, okay, share your email, register here, register there. And I'm not saying that registration is bad. I'm not saying that those funnels are bad. I'm saying that it is important to understand your customer journey specifically, because there are customers who pay $30,000 that go through funnel, registration funnel. Then they do some sort of launch or webinar, and they invest $30,000. Like, there is a funnel like that, right? But what is important to understand is not every funnel is for everybody, and not every funnel is for every audience. So, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat what resonated with you today. And, like, I also want to address the pitch slap as you're commenting, as you're sharing your insights. The pitch slap, it's not just DMs. The pitch slap can happen on your webinar, in your post, in your content. I remember one creator, one coach. Love her. I love her podcast, and I listen to her podcast on a regular basis. And I decided to unfollow. Love her, resonate with her. I decided to unfollow. You know why? Because every single time the girl launches, and it's just pitch slap after pitch slap, 15 minutes of the episode, and it's just buy my shit, come to the webinar, do this, applications are open, bye bye bye, bye bye bye. And, like, okay, like, I didn't come, I know, like, I know that you're open for business. I know that you're open for business, but come on, like, give me the good stuff first. And this is why, even in my launches, when, like, that I do through live streams, I invite people to work with me. I invite people to work with me, but I make sure that I serve people first. And people say, like, oh, a lot of people will drop off. Like, yes, they will drop out, but it's really repositioning your heart, like, to serve and connect on an entity level. So, speaking of which, if you're looking for one-on-one mentor, one-on-one business mentor, one-on-one business advisor, and you're looking to improve your identity marketing, your messaging, your sales cycle, because this time around, a lot of people in my DMs, more than one person, said, I'm struggling with the sales process. And they all get really good messaging, because I believe they can generate leads rather easily, but they struggle with the sales process. So whether it is the messaging, whether it is the market research, understanding your people, understanding human psychology. And here's the thing about human psychology. I'm a former clinical psychologist. I work in therapy for 10 years, and after that, I mentor people in tech. I mentor other entrepreneurs, and human psychology is important. And understanding how you people buy is essential. And also, one of the things that I specifically do for my customers, because, like, I was in this situation, I review their sales calls, because sales is a contact sport. You have to be in contact with your prospect to see what to get better at it, and you need somebody else to look at your sales call to make a more like kind of like uninvolved detached analysis what is going wrong. So like the and listen, on Tuesday I'm going to talk about a little bit more about how I work with entrepreneurs, what I do specifically. I wanted to like these couple of weeks really um, uh, offer you a different perspective on marketing, on connecting, on funnels, on identity marketing, on like really how to elevate your business to the next level so you can get more premium clients. But if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, if you're looking for one-on-one guidance, like go to my page, go to my bio. There's a link for the application. Fill out the application. I will be reviewing the application next week, the whole week. And if it is in alignment, let's have a conversation. Let's set up a consultation call. I never on my sales calls. It's not just a sales call. I do consultations because I want you to walk away with more clarity about your business. And there, even if like yes, it is a consultation call, and it is a decision call, it is a connection call, but I want you to walk away with the clarity how you make a decision, whether it is for you or whether it is or whether it is not for you. So grab the application. It's a really short application. I will be reviewing your answers, and if you have questions, my DMs are open. Send me a DM. Like I'm more than happy to chat with you in the DMs. Even if you're not ready to apply right now, but you have questions, something resonated with you, you wanted to share something with me, send me a DM. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. I'm always open. So Tressa said, good marketing in uncertain markets is still good. Yes, good marketing is a good. Is still good marketing, right? Good marketing is still good marketing, and for me, marketing is about serving people. Marketing is not about how to sell. How do I sell my offer? What do I need to say so they buy? How many testimonials I need to post so they buy? It's about how do I help? How do I show them what is available for them and how I lead them to the next level of identity for them? And it is so, so, so essential. And it's so, so, so essential. So, uh, thank you so much, everybody, for joining today. On Sunday, I really enjoy our conversations in the chat. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much, everybody, on Instagram as well. Join me on Tuesday. I will schedule the Tuesday live stream shortly. And again, my DMs are open if you have questions, if something resonated with you, if you have a burning question, not quite ready to apply, but you have a burning question, ask me that burning question. Send me a DM, ask me that burning question. And if you're looking for the next level of mentorship, and working with somebody one-on-one who will build your business with you, not just throw like theories, a bunch of videos, a bunch of modules, but actually build your business with you, actually go hand in hand, side by side with you, fill out the application. If it is the right fit, we're going to talk. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you on Tuesday. All right. Bye, y'all.